Afternoon, guys. It is Monday. It is October 12th, 2020. I will welcome you to my second live blog or video where we're going to be discussing various legal issues that I think are important in today's society, but specifically in the areas of practice that I practice in, which is CPS defense and family law. I want to first say, and I'll probably be saying this on every video that I do or live blog that I do, that the discussions that we have or the information that I put out on these videos is for general information only. It is not legal advice in any way, shape, or form. I would encourage everybody who does need legal advice to contact either the attorney that they currently have, or certainly contact an attorney in your area. I also want to remind everybody that when I discuss various legal issues, I'm doing it based on Texas law because I am based in Texas. So as these videos get out and they, I know before when I've had radio shows that people call in from other states, and I'm always very cautious in letting them know that what I talk about is Texas law. I am licensed in Texas and not in any other state. So although I could give general information, I'm certainly not giving any advice outside of Texas. I want to make that clear. Now, I want to talk a little bit today about grandparents' rights. That is a big issue, or at least what I have known has been a big issue. Maybe it's because I am a grandparent. Maybe it's because I am raising two of my grandchildren. I am members of various Facebook groups. One in particular is Grandparents as Parents. And there are a lot of questions about grandparents' rights, especially in Texas. And I want to start by letting everybody know that in Texas, grandparents, and I know this is going to make so many people upset, it'll sound a little disheartening, but in Texas, grandparents do not have automatic rights to their grandchildren. It's just the way it is. The courts and our legislature, the Supreme Court of Texas, has determined that parents have an absolute right to make decisions regarding their children, and that means even making a decision as to whether they get to go see grandpa or grandma or granddad or nana or whatever you want to call them. So, and I get a lot of calls when there's a, family quarrel going on or something like that. Or even in my CPS cases where a grandparent might give me a call and say, well, CPS is involved with my grandchildren. I want to get custody of them. I have to tell them over and over again, you have to first know that grandparents do not have automatic rights or absolute rights, however you want to say that. They do, however, in Texas, there are some grandparent rights that you can ask the court or request from the court. Those rights are certainly not to absolutely go in and get custody of your grandchildren. That's a whole different standing issue that we can have in a later discussion. Today, I just want to focus on those grandparent rights as far as, can I see my grandkids? Mom's not letting me see them. Dad's not letting me see them. A lot of times I'll get a call if there is a divorce situation and mom has the kids and she won't let them now go see the paternal grandparents, or vice versa. I get calls also if, for instance, there is a death of one of the spouses, and then the other spouse no longer allows the grandparents from the deceased spouse side of the family to see those kids. So those are the kind of calls that I get. What you can do as a grandparent, if you're not able to see your grandkids, is you can petition the court for what we call access and possession. It's grandparent access and possession. There are some things you have to show per the family code. It's not just automatic. You have to show various things. You can show that one parent is deceased. That's a way to get in, and that will gain you standing. Standing meaning your legal right to petition the court and ask for something. You can do it if say dad or mom is deployed. If they're in the military, you can access the court to get the right to see those kids, the grandkids, in lieu of what mom or dad would be seeing the kids if they were here. You can also show that you have been basically cut off from the grandkids, but in addition to that, you have to show that it would be in the best interest of the grandkids to continue that relationship with the grandparents. You have to show that there's a history. You have to show basically that there's a bond, that there's substantial past contacts with this with the grandchildren. A lot of times that makes it a problem if you're talking about a newborn grandchild. It's certainly hard to show substantial past contacts with that newborn. But if you're talking about older grandchildren where you, as a grandparent, you have been seeing them, you've been seeing them on a regular basis, you've been a part of their life for X amount of years, whether it's 3, 4, 5 years, and now all of a sudden one of the parents has cut you off, and if you can show the court that cutting that relationship or severing that relationship would cause probably not physical harm, but at least emotional harm to that child, and that it would be in the best interest to maintain that grandparent-grandchild relationship. If you can prove that, you can certainly petition the court for that grandparent access and possession. It's not a gimme. It's not a slam dunk. I wish I could say it was. As a grandparent, I can only imagine if I was cut off from my grandkids, but it's just the way it is in Texas. Parents are presumed to be always making the right decision for their children. They're presumed to be making decisions that are in the best interest of their child. And so the courts are very cautious when they, or before they come in and start making decisions for parents. So it really is something that you have to show would cause some sort of mental or emotional damage to the children. So that's kind of my 2 cents for the day. It's a lot of, I'm hoping that this answers at least some general questions for a lot of grandparents, because I do get those calls on a regular basis. Again, every case is different. Every fact scenario is different. What happened for one case doesn't necessarily mean it can happen for another case. That's one thing I try to tell everybody. Every case is fact specific, and depending on your facts of your situation, will determine whether you are successful in gaining grandparent access and possession in a Texas court. So, if you have any questions about this, certainly go to the comments below and hit me with your questions. I will try to get them answered in this next week. I would also like for anybody who's watching to maybe give me some ideas of what kind of things that you would like to hear, what kind of discussions you'd like to have, what kind of information you would like to have, whether it's CPS or family law related, to get that kind of information out. Again, I always believe that knowledge is power, so I want to get the knowledge out there. Again, give me your questions, give me your ideas of upcoming talks, and I hope this helps you as far as grandparents access and possession. I hope it kind of gets you on the right path of where you need to be if you're in that situation, and I look forward to talking to you guys again. Have a good day. Bye-bye.